Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
President Bureau, honored guests, Marconi campus faculty, staff, family and friends, and most importantly, NSCC Marconi graduates 2013. My name is Fred Tilley, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here today for my first convocation as the principal of Marconi campus to celebrate with you a very significant milestone in the lives of our graduating class 2013. I'm sure your decision to embark upon your learning journey at NSCC was not an easy one. The timing is never perfect. Life circumstances and responsibilities are always with you. The hard work and dedication required to be a successful NSCC student is significant and challenging. However, you have all persevered, met the challenges head-on, gained considerable confidence, and most importantly, have developed the skills to make an amazing contribution to the province of Nova Scotia. You should all be very proud of your accomplishments. Whether you decide to head straight to the workforce or continue your educational journey here at NSCC or at any one of our partner institutions, rest assured that you have developed the necessary skills to not only accomplish, but excel at whatever you put your mind to achieve. We all know the time and energy that you as students have put into your studies, but there are a group of people that have supported, encouraged, provided exceptional services to you during your time at NSCC. From the faculty who provide instruction and guidance second to no other institution, including our two retirees, Almond Chisholm and Alec McCachran, attending their last convocation, the student services staff who provide exceptional support and guidance on a daily basis, the maintenance staff who keep our buildings and learning spaces clean and safe, and finally to our culinary group who provide us nutritious and healthy, delicious food on a daily basis. If I could ask all Marconi staff to please stand and be acknowledged for your excellent work and dedication to ensuring that our graduates receive an amazing educational experience. Thanks so much, guys, for everything that you do. We really appreciate it. Graduates, I know how excited you are to share your success with your family and friends, but I would like to ask you if you please would stay in your seats following the presentation of your certificates and diplomas out of respect for your fellow graduates. Graduates, on behalf of our entire staff, let me congratulate you on your accomplishment and wish you every success in your future. At this point, I would like to introduce the stage party, and I'll ask them to stand as I call their name. Glenn Turner, Academic Chair, Schools of Access, Applied Arts, New Media, and Business. Bruce Hubley, Manager, Student Services. Winston Ingram, Academic Chair, School of Trades and Technology. Patsy McDonald, College Registrar. Jody McDonnell Scott, Campus Registrar. Kathleen Allen, Dean, Student Services. Tara Lee Hammond, Acting Dean, School of Access. Marlene McClellan, Acting Dean, School of Health and Human Services. Sherry McKillop, Dean, Schools of Business, Applied Arts and New Media. Carol Fox, Executive Director, Corporate Relations. Kathy McLean, Vice President, Learner and College Development. Michelle Lane, Vice President, Advancement. Jane Davies, Executive Director, NSCC Foundation. Clayton Bartlett, NSCC Board of Governors. Don Bureau, President, Nova Scotia Community College. I would also like to welcome Wendy Doucette, our sign language interpreter. At this time, I would like to acknowledge some special guests in our audience who have taken the time to come out and celebrate with you. Mr. Gordy Goss, MLA. Eddie Orrell, MLA. His Worship, Mayor Cecil Clark. And Mr. Brian LeBlanc, Executive Director, Fisheries and Oceans, Canadian Coast Guard College.
Well, good morning, everybody. You know, as president of NSCC, I get to do a lot of very cool, fun, interesting activities. But there's nothing more special than being able to address the graduating class of 2013. And I want to begin by thanking you. I want to thank the graduates for choosing NSCC to be part of your journey of lifelong learning, to acquire the skills and knowledge that you'll need to help build the economy and quality of life for Nova Scotia. But I also want to thank you because unbeknownst to you, you've helped me with my journey of lifelong learning. Because you see, during the last year, I did a Nova Scotia Community College version of the popular television program Undercover Boss, where I became an undercover student for a day. And while many staff knew my true identity, students did not know who I was. In fact, I would adopt a new identity for each campus that I visited, and I would participate in a program called Test Drive, where people can test drive a program for a day. On one particular day, I arrived at a campus wearing a baseball cap, a t-shirt, an old pair of jeans, and I explained to my student host that I was looking to make a midlife career change as I was an accountant looking to do something different. Well, after giving me an amazing overview of safety, this young man set me loose on a project. And the project was soldering together two pieces of copper pipe joined together by a 90-degree elbow. And it became very evident it was an activity for which I had very little skill. And upon completion of my project, I presented it to my student host, and he looked at the project, he looked at me, and he said, "Don, take a seat." So I sat down. He took his safety glasses off. He looked me straight in the eye, and he asked, he said, "Don, are you really sure you want to make a career change?" Well, in addition to learning a great deal about myself, I learned a great deal about you, our graduates. But there are two particular attributes that I want to take a couple minutes this morning to talk about, and they are purpose and passion. I believe one of the most critical elements of success is having a purpose in one's life. There's a great saying that goes like this. It goes, "The primary purpose of life is to live a life of purpose." Never before has the economy of Nova Scotia faced such possibilities. We're in a time of great transition, and in order to take advantage of this transition, I think we need to truly find our purpose in life. A number of years ago, I was reading Success magazine, and I came across an interesting article with the title, "People will summarize your life in one sentence, so pick it now." And the author was doing research and asking the question, if you could live your life over again, what would you do differently? And here's the interesting aspect of the research. In order to be interviewed, you had to be over the age of 100. Now, three themes emerged from this research. One is if I could live my life over again, I would risk more. Two, if I could live my life over again, I would reflect more. And three, if I could live my life over again, I would do so by living my life with more purpose, by living my life more fully. This concept of living one's life fully was deeply believed and adhered to by John Wooden, the famous coach of the UCLA men's basketball team, who won 10 national championships in 12 years. He would often say that life is a mission, not an intermission. And he would tell the story of when he saw players at practice not giving it their all. He would go up to them and he would say, "I know you're trying your hardest today, and tomorrow you'll probably think you can come back and give a little bit more, but he would say you can never give more than 100%. So if you're giving 60% today, you cannot come back tomorrow and give 140%. If you're giving just 60% today, you will always leave 40% of the table and you'll never get it back. Graduates, with the skills and knowledge that you've gained while studying at NSCC, our ask of you is simple. Please always live your life with purpose by living it fully. But you know, I think living one's life with purpose is only part of the formula for enduring success. I think we must also be passionate about what we do. You know, I'm a very, very lucky man. I get to do a job I absolutely love, working for a college that I adore. I get to work with amazing faculty and staff every single day who have one goal in life, which is to come to the college and help our learners be successful. My oldest son, who's a graduate of NSCC, has always been very interested in, and I would say passionate about, water. He was a little boy that was out during the rainstorms, playing in puddles and making dams, and while other children liked playing in water, Alexander absolutely loved playing in water. Well, he's now a grown man, and as I mentioned, a graduate of NSCC, and guess what he's doing now? He's a research scientist researching water. And he was always much older than his age, and one day during a rainstorm when he was about 10 years old, I asked his mother, "Where's Alexander?" And of course, he was outside playing in a puddle, collecting water. And I went outside and I explained to him that playtime was over. It was time to come in and clean up his room. And he pleaded so strongly with me, "Dad, can I please stay out in we're playing in the water?" And I said, "No, it's time to do some chores." And with those big blue eyes and his yellow rain jacket on, wearing his blue Mickey Mouse rain boots, he looked up at me and I will never forget what he said. He said, "Dad, remember, growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional." What I love and admire most about children is that they know what they're passionate about. Graduates, I want to thank you for the passion that you've shown for your learning while at NSCC. Please never stop being driven by that child within you. Your communities will need this passion to remain with you as you continue to be lifelong learners. And please never forget that learning is often not done alone. Whether they're family, friends, amazing NSCC staff and faculty, there have been people in your lives, graduates, who've been part of your success that we're celebrating today. So before you officially graduate, I have one last assignment to give you. I want you to think for a moment of that person or those people that are joining us today in this room who've been part of your success. And I asked you to think about that person because we have a tradition at NSCC, a tradition where I ask the graduating class to stand up and make eye contact and give a wave to somebody that's joining us today as a way to show your appreciation for their assistance in helping you getting here today. So students, please stand up and find someone and give them a wave, please. So graduates, I'm pleased to say you have passed your final assignment. Congratulations, great job. And I asked the graduating class of 2013 to draw inspiration from those individuals with whom you've just made eye contact, to find ways to continually construct a life that's full of purpose and passion for your work and for your communities. Because you know, our alumni have been doing that for decades. The graduates who've come before you have been able to blend their learning with their community service, with their purpose, and with their passions in life. And I want to now acknowledge the alumni that are joining us today. If you are a past graduate of NSCC or any of our predecessor institutions or schools, or a graduate of CCEDP, would you please now stand and be recognized? So graduates, in conclusion, I want to acknowledge that in a few minutes I will have the absolute honor of presenting you with your certificates or your diplomas. At that time, you will become alumni of the Nova Scotia Community College. As an alumnus, your role in your communities will change. Please accept our challenge of becoming highly engaged in your communities and be guided by a suggestion from one of my favorite poems. And this poem comes from a book about the 19th century African-American jockey, Isaac Murphy. And Isaac Murphy was a son of a slave, and he endured extreme hardship in the pursuit of his passion. But he went on to become the first jockey to win the Kentucky Derby 3 times, and is considered by many to be the greatest jockey of all time. The last stanza of the last poem in this book of poems ends like this. Grab the reins of any and everything that makes your heart race. Find your purpose, and hold on. Graduates, again, thank you for choosing NSCC. Congratulations, and in a phrase, you simply rock. Thank you very much.
That brings us to the conferring of certificates and diplomas. Before I introduce the first graduate, however, it is our custom to invite faculty members who have taught our grads to join us in the front to congratulate them as each program group is presented. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for the credentials in the School of Access. Thomas Herbert Bell. Jason Boudelier. Michael Thomas Campbell. Patricia Ann Campbell. Natasha Jean M. Clark Jessam. Darlene May Close. Nicholas Tyler Collishaw. Nicole Connolly. Jordan Kenneth Cook. Kathleen Noel Daly. Geneva Martha Dix. Stephanie Ann Friesen. Richard James Gibbs. Randy Lee Green. James Gary Heading. Natasha Marie Hogan.
Yes, sir.
Ashley Jupp. Aubrey Aaron Lewis. John Alexander McDonald. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a tradition in the community college that when a faculty or staff person has a family member graduating, we offer them the opportunity to participate in the ceremony and present the credential. Lois McNeil joins us now to present her sister-in-law with the Nova Scotia High School graduation diploma for adults. Nancy Elizabeth McDougall, honors. Bernard Brandon McKinnon, honors. Emily McLean. Nicole Marie Moss, honors. Michael Douglas Murphy, honors. Brian Alexander Musgrave. Susan Nagel. Okay, all right. Okay. Nathan Nunn. Rhonda Ellen Playford. Ashley Raylene Powell. Erin Lynn Pushy. Karina Louise Robinson. Robert Jason Rose.
Yes.
Kathleen Nicole Cerule, honors.
Nope, it's okay. I'm just making sure you have the right. It's right here today, Connor. That's okay.
Jill Aaron Stewart. Tammy Marie Waterfield. Tierney Colleen Whalen. Mallory Justine Whiffen. For the information of the audience, those students whose names appear in the program but who are unable to be with us today are automatically admitted to their respective certificates or diplomas. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in the Nova Scotia High School graduation diploma for adults. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for credentials in the School of Applied Arts and New Media. For the Diploma in Information Technology Systems Network Management, Steve Gordon Boudelier. Shane Lloyd Noseworthy.
Just say the name. Yeah.
Ryan Kenneth Peters.
That was my fault.
Valerie Catherine Poulette. For the Diploma in Information Technology Web Programming, and Deborah Fraser joins us now to present her son the Diploma in Information Technology. Mark Samuel Fraser, honors. Tanya Elizabeth Heading. Brian Jonathan McDonald. Joshua Allen Williams. For the diploma, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in information technology. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for credentials in the School of Business. For the Certificate in Office Administration, Helen Irene Bowie, Honors. Ashley Burchell, Honors. Roseanne Cameron. Curtis Edward DeVoe, Honors. Wendy June DeVoe, Honors. Carolyn Christine DeVoe, Honors. Adriana Elizabeth Gardner. Crystal Ann Guthrow, Honors. Neela P. McLeod, Honors. Shiloh B. Marshall. Jenny Anna Neal. Marley Danielle Power. Melinda Power. Samantha Slade. Amanda Lee Smith. Patricia Steele. Chantel Wadden. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in office administration. For the diploma in business administration, Miranda Lee Lorena Berry. Joel George Carlton. Wendell Joseph Costello, honors. Alana Jean Gillis. Alicia Marie Jones. Joshua Douglas LaRusick. Cheryl McDonald, honors. Heather Michelle McCackern. Margaret L. McMullen. Christina Murner. Sarah Ann Martha Musgrave, honors. For the Diploma in Business Administration Accounting, Angela Kim Bond, honors. Angela Michelle Brenton. Teresa Roberta Driscoll.
You don't have to say Cindy.
Kimberly Lozier, honors. Natasha Michelle McDonald. Craig McCackern, honors. Rebecca Jean McMullen. Lori Lynn McPhee. Allison Michelle Milley, honors. Elizabeth Mary Murphy. Florence Reed. Ashley Nicole Snow. Laura Nicole Trumbull, honors. For the Diploma in Business Administration Management, Melissa Danielle Crawford. Allison Marie Giles. Deanna Marlene Stubbard. Sarah Ethelyn Wilson. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in business administration. For the Diploma in Culinary Arts, Cooperative Education, Megan Marie Bond, honors. Margaret Ellen Hennick. Catherine S. Jobs. Lars Kumar. Jennifer Colleen Lalo. Laura Ann McDonald. Colin Matthew McNeil McMullen. Amy Marie McDougall. Heather Veronica Young. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in culinary arts. Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all the requirements for credentials in the School of Health and Human Services for the Certificate in Continuing Care: Amanda N. Campbell, Krista Adriana Edmond, Linda Fox, honors. Aaliyah Michelle Haley. Nicole Francis Hall, honors. Charlotte Elizabeth Hanrahan, honors. Sheena Lee Hewer, honors. Jonathan Gerard Kallock. Leah Marlene Leadbeater. Kayla McCackern. Hilda May McKinnon. Charlene Marie McDonald, honors. Brianna Lynn McGuigan. Jamie Yvonne McGinnis, honors. Bria Martha McNeil. Tyra L. Muse, honors. Michael Curtis Nearing, honors. Amanda Marie Pembroke, honors. Shelley Ann Pratt, honors. Sarah Danielle Scott. Shannon Noel Smith. Kelly Ann Warner, honors. Barb Rathel, honors. Helen Elizabeth Young, honors. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in continuing care. For the certificate in cosmetology, Jessie Sandra Clark, honors. Sherilyn Johnson. Tamara Lee Lively. Jacqueline Elizabeth McNeil, honors. Lucia Rose Stevens. Raylene Jean Timmons, honors. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in cosmetology.
Mr. President, I present to you the following candidates who have completed all of their requirements for the credentials in the School of Trades and Technology. For the Certificate of Accomplishment, Occupational Health and Safety, Michael Nicholas Baldwin, Honors. Charles Glenn Carabin, Honors. Matthew Walter Lawrence, Honors. Michael Anthony McLeod. Brittany Alana Morrison. Brandon Norman Rochon. Peter William Stevens. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in Occupational Health and Safety. For the Certificate in Automotive Service and Repair, Jonathan Daniel Bonner. Ravi Alexander Kocher. Jonathan Corey Mosier, Honors. Braden Glenn Poirier, Honors. Jillian Marie Summers. Caleb Sonmore. Tyler Joseph White. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in Automotive Service and Repair. For the Certificate in Electrical Construction and Industrial, Matthew Thomas Fitzgerald. Lacey Hako, honors. Arlene King, honors. Ashley Michelle McDonald. Richard Jeffrey McGinnis. Niles Jordan McSween. Tyler Williams Messenger. Brian James Price, honors. Stephen Michael Rowe, honors. Robert David Windsor. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in electrical, construction, and industrial. For the diploma in carpentry. Christopher Alexander Badecki, honors. Colin Daniel Frazier. Christopher Stephen Gillis, honors. Kyle Albert Harris, honors. Richard Hayes. Derek Paul Lodier. Alana Corrine Morrison. Robert Craig Popwell. Erica Michelle Toll. Donna Can joins us now to present her husband with a diploma in carpentry. Gordon Richard Woodall, honors. That's it. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in Carpentry. For the Diploma in Industrial Instrumentation Technician, Alexander Timothy Doyle. Mark Russell Knox. Matthew Jason Knox, honors. Stephen William McLeod. Tyler Grayson McLean. Terrence Andrew Patterson. Jordan Arnold Sonmore, honors. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates in Industrial Instrumentation Technician. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of Nova Scotia Community College Marconi Campus 2013.
Today, we will be presenting 4 major awards. But first, I would like to acknowledge the award winners from our Student Success Celebration. Last week, Marconi Campus celebrated the numerous and varied successes and experiences by students throughout the past year. 33 students received Certificate of Student Excellence Awards, 6 students received Student Life Awards, 39 students received Memorial and Sponsored and Industry Awards. Students were recognized for the Student Humanitarian Award, the Student Leader Award, the Diversity Award, the Portfolio Award, Women Unlimited Certificate of Merits, the Credit Union Awards, the Association of Adult Education Bursary, Skills Competition Awards, Entrance Awards, and NSCC Awards. Would the recipients of all these awards please stand for a round of applause? This morning, we are presenting 4 additional major awards. The first, the Governor General's Academic Medal, is awarded to a graduating student of a college diploma program who has achieved the highest academic standing. I would ask Michelle Lane, Vice President Advancement, to center stage. The deserving recipient of the 2013 Governor General's Academic Medal is Cheryl McDonald, graduate of Business Administration. The Board of Governors Award is presented to a graduating student of a college diploma program who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and contributed to campus and community activities. I would ask Clayton Bartlett, Chair of the NSCC Board of Governors, to center stage. It is my pleasure to award this year's Board of Governors Award to Megan Bond, Culinary Arts. The Nova Scotia Community College Foundation Award is awarded to a graduating student of a college diploma or certificate program who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and whose service and leadership has made a difference in the lives of others. I would ask Jane Davies, Executive Director of the Nova Scotia Community College Foundation, to center stage. This year's recipient of the NSCC Foundation Award is Darlene Close. I love you. Our fourth and final award this morning is the Nova Scotia Community College President's Award. It is presented to a student of a college certificate program who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and contributed to campus and community. Would Don Bureau, President of NSCC, please come to center stage? This year's recipient of the Nova Scotia Community College President's Award is Glenn Carabin, Occupational Health and Safety. Could we have a round of applause for our four major award winners? It's now my pleasure to introduce a graduate of the Business Administration program and this year's valedictorian, Joel Carlton.
Good morning, Mr. President, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. And good morning and congratulations to the class of 2013. We finally made it. Looking out at the sea of faces I see gathered here this morning, I see many of the same faces I first seen when we gathered in the cafeteria at NSCC on orientation day. I remember that day well. And I remember the anxious looks on many of our faces, the feelings of uncertainty, the fear of the unknown. Questions abounded. Will I get along with my instructor? Will I be able to keep up with the rest of the class? is it too late to get my deposit back? But in short order, all our fears were put to rest, and we started down this long road together. And as we journeyed along this unfamiliar path, we began to make new friends, learn new skills, and even have a little fun along the way. Granted, there were occasional bumps in the road, but as iron sharpens iron, we learned to work together to solve problems and develop abilities we didn't even know we had. One of the skills that NSCC heavily emphasizes is teamwork, the ability to work with others. The value of this quality cannot be overestimated. In the movie Gladiator, the former Army General Maximus tells a band of men in the Colosseum, "Whatever comes out of those gates, we have a better chance of survival if we work together." In the game of chess, the player that ends up winning is inevitably the player who takes all his individual pieces, all with varying abilities, and makes them work together as one unified team. And the same is true in the game of life. When we leave here today, whatever monsters we encounter outside those doors, whether they be at home, in the community, or on the job, the ability to work well with others will allow us to not just survive, but thrive. When I first began preparing this speech, I looked over the NSCC vision, which is transforming Nova Scotia one learner at a time. And at first I thought, is that a realistic vision? Is it really possible to transform an entire province? Or is that just a crazy pipe dream? But I was reminded of a quote by Christopher Reeve, who said, "So many of our dreams at first seem impossible. Then they seem improbable. And then, when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable." Having worked with many of you, I can say with confidence that yes, the vision of transforming Nova Scotia is realistic for every one of us here today. If we summon the will and work together, anything is possible. Now, during my 2 years in the business administration program, I learned a lot of things that'll no doubt help me in future endeavors, but I also learned some other things that you couldn't learn just anywhere. Things that are unique to Marconi campus. And so I'd like to take a moment and share with you some of the other things I learned while attending NSCC. I learned, when watching weather forecasts in hopes of a snow day, never trust Cindy Day. In fact, I prefer Frankie McDonald. I learned that if you check a book out at the library and fail to return it, Kara will hunt you down like a vile, mangy dog. I learned that you can safely assume that accounting instructor Spencer Wadden will show up at a school activity if there's free food involved. I learned that faculty member Carol Clark is officially Cape Breton's biggest Keith Urban fan. In fact, every math test we had, if there was ever a question we didn't know the answer to, we could just write Keith Urban, and she'd always mark it right, because according to Carol, Keith Urban is the answer to any problem. I learned that with great mustache comes great responsibility. That's a Movember reference, by the way, from the King of Stash. I'm proud of that title. It's even in my portfolio. And finally, I learned that with hard work and perseverance, one can accomplish anything they set their mind to. Yes, by virtue of these diplomas, all of us graduating here today possess the skills, knowledge, and experience necessary to thrive in our respective fields. Choosing to attend NSCC was just the first step in our journey to success. Yet, we all have our own reasons for choosing to attend NSCC. For me, it was to get this all-important piece of paper, which would hopefully pave the way to a career at Marine Atlantic or the CBRM. But whatever door you desire to open, pursue the road that takes you there. And as President Bureau described, pursue it with purpose and passion, because the sky's the limit. To quote recent honorary NSCC diploma recipient, astronaut Chris Hadfield, decide in your heart what really excites and challenges you, and start moving your life in that direction. Don't let life randomly kick you into the person you don't want to become. Today's convocation is not the completion of our journey. It is but just another milestone on our individual career paths. But it is a significant milestone, one worth remembering and one worth celebrating. Today is not a day for tears, even though we'll miss seeing each other in the halls, hanging out in the lounge, skipping accounting class to eat lunch at Zafiro's. Oops, did I say that out loud? Sorry, Spencer. On behalf of all graduates, I'd like to express sincere appreciation to the instructors in all programs for doing such a great job and taking a personal interest in every one of us. Thanks also to the faculty in the disability services, student services, library services, maintenance, and administration departments for being so obliging and so encouraging. And thanks too to the Member 2 staff for being so accommodating and setting up such a professional and accessible venue here today. And I have to give a special shout out to all my peeps in the Business Admin program too. Thanks, guys. I've made some great friends, and it was a pleasure to work with all of you. Lastly, I have to express my profound gratitude to my parents, Guy and Isabel, who are here today, and who without their support, I would not be here today. Thank you, Mom and Dad, and I love you both very much. Wait. Sorry. What we've all accomplished didn't come easy. I know I'm going over time, just hold on. We've all had our own demons to battle just to make it to this point, but that's what makes this day so sweet. We should be able to look back on this day with a sense of pleasure and pride. All the skills we've learned, we'll carry them with us as we continue battling and continue moving forward. It's a well-known proverb that we reap what we sow. So we should therefore have confidence in ourselves and sleep well at night, knowing this investment in education that we've sown will allow us to reap rich dividends long into the future, even if that future seems scary. Let's never limit our dreams because of a fear of failure or fear of the unknown. Reach out for opportunities, even if they seem out of our grasp. Poet Robert Browning said, "A man's reach should exceed his grasp." So we shouldn't let an ambitious vision hold any of us back from reaching out and grabbing hold of our dreams. So let's all go out and do just that together. Let's put the same time and effort into our future endeavors as we did into our studies at Marconi. And if we do that, I guarantee that all of us will play a role in achieving the NSCC vision of transforming Nova Scotia one learner at a time. Thank you all once again, and congratulations, everyone.
Joel, thank you for such an inspirational and moving speech. I'm sure that you will remember this for the rest of your career, and I know the graduates will also remember your words and take it with them as they move forward. You truly have shown the Marconi and NSCC spirit of teamwork and perseverance. So for that, thank you so much. We have a small gift for your efforts today. Thanks very much, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our celebration of academic success. My sincere congratulations to our newest members, Nova Scotia Community College alumni. I would like to extend special thanks to Tony Ince, African-Canadian drummer, Jeff Ward, Mi'kmaq drummer, and Wendy Doucette, language interpreter. Everyone is in... There, here. Would ask you all to remain seated until the recessional goes out the back, and you're all invited to a reception to celebrate with our graduates 2013 downstairs on the first floor. Thank you very much.
Right up.
Awi ayo